We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox, like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. I'm just finding this out for the first time. Apparently, we've been to Mars already.
That's news to me.
Yeah, we got a voice message that alerted me to this. It's from our listener, Mario. You want to hear this?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, TJ Show. This is Mario. I'm actually calling you because I'm listening to your program about the young lady that was in space.
Oh, yeah. This was last week. We interviewed Katie Coleman, who's an astronaut that's been to space for over 100 days. And a very famous astronaut. Love talking to her.
Yeah, she was fascinating.
And I asked her the question if she really thinks we're going to get to Mars in our lifetime. And she said yes.
Yeah,
She did believe that was going to happen.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but...
By the way, anytime anyone ever says that, there's usually a conspiracy that follows.
Well, hold on. I want to hear what it says.
Yep, he's not a conspiracy theorist, but...
I've been watching these shows that are talking about the UFOs and things of that nature coming out. They're saying that we've already been to Mars. We already have the means to go to Mars and have been there several times. They even talked to one of the astronauts, and he was saying that we've been there several times, and he's actually been there.
So multiple people have claimed they've been to Mars, according to this?
Does Mario tell us what show he's watching? Because I want to see the show.
It was Declassified, which I think is that, and then something about the Majestic 12.
Oh, yeah, the Majestic something.
Okay.
Neil Armstrong basically talked about it, and yeah, check that out, man. It's kind of interesting, and if we've been to Mars, we've been to other places, dude, and I don't believe we're getting all the whole information that's out there.
Well, do you think we're getting all the information of what we know about outer space?
Never. Not outer space, not what's in our food, not what's in our water, not what's in our clothes. No, never.
Yeah, so I guess this aligns with that.
Yeah.
And we're not getting it declassified like they say. We're just getting little bits so we can chew on that and not freak everybody out, but...
So the theory is that it's being suppressed because it would freak everyone out.
I don't know if us finding out more information will freak us out, because a few months ago they were saying how there was UFOs and they uncovered these aliens, and the world was like, that's cool. No one freaked out. Everyone was like, all right, still got to pay bills. Keep it moving. It's like whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to 7-Eleven. It's great.
Right. The world is so crazy that they tell us there's UFOs and everybody's like, nah, they just shrug.
Yeah, it's an aside now.
Right.
Because that would mess with religion and everything else that are out there. But there's a lot of people out there that can go deeper into the subject.
I don't know what he's referring to when he says religion. You know, I think differently about religion, and I'm a follower of Jesus. But it's interesting to me that is a theory. People go, well, if you find out there's aliens or there's something out of space, that would like mess everything up with people's faith or their beliefs.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
No.
If you believe in this ultimate creator, this awesome creator, like, why wouldn't he create other things?
Right, exactly.
You know, like there could be other stuff out there.
Yeah. And I do believe that some of these astronauts they know we've already been there, because she said yes really fast to the question of will we be able to go there.
Did she say yes really fast? Do you have that audio, Kenny?
I do.
Hold on, let me hear this. This was from our interview. Because there's films about Mars and the prospect of getting to Mars. I mean, do you really think that that's going to happen in our lifetime?
Yeah, I do.
So you think that people on... Well, it seemed like she thought about it. At some point is going to be on Mars. I don't think it was super fast.
It's like 2.5 seconds.
Right.
In our lifetime. Now, you got to think about how much time that takes to develop all this stuff. We've already got it developed. She said yes really fast because she already knows that we've already been there. So think about that, brother. Later.
All right, well, we're thinking about it.
Yeah, he got me thinking. I want to watch those shows too. Appreciate you, Mario.
Yeah, thank you for helping us think today. This is good. This is fun. Jabo, when I say worst driver, who in your mind pops in immediately?
That's easy. My Aunt Zeta.
So you know.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Oh, everyone knows. As soon as TJ said that, you were like, Brian. Like, you already know. Like, my Aunt Zeta, I remember growing up as a teen, sitting in her car, and she'd be taking me somewhere, and she's having a full conversation with me, looking me dead in the face. Mind you, she's driving. I'm in the passenger seat, and I would have to be the one to keep my eyes on the road and tell her, you got to brake. We're coming to a stop, or it's a green light. It was bad.
Yeah, ideally, Aunt Zeta will take you out of the equation and just focus on the road.
Thank you, yeah.
But we've all got that person in our life. And, I got into a little debate with someone recently about their driving, and it didn't go well.
Your spouse?
Yeah, no. Yeah. It was not pretty.
My wife.
Yep. Kenny went out, hit the streets, and asked this very same question.
Who is the worst driver in your life? And you don't have to name anybody specifically.
Probably my friend Alex.
Okay,
He's a terrible driver.
Now, you said you didn't have to name anyone specifically.
First and last name.
Yeah.
He starts and stops all the time, and it's like he's never driven a car before. It's terrible.
I don't know why people do that. They don't know if they want to go or stop. They don't know, and then they do, and then they don't.
Yeah, he's the worst.
So you just went right for it.
Yeah.
I gave you the permission to protect
No,
the
I'm
identities.
not. No. He's the worst driver ever. He's terrible.
Hey, it's room to grow, right?
So if he says, "Hey, I'll come pick you up," what's your response?
Well, he's my only friend with a car, so it's yeah.
Okay,
But it's gonna be a rough ride.
He'll risk it to get where he needs to go, but he's not happy about it.
Sit shotgun and don't bring a drink.
yeah, that's tough in college because not everybody has a car.
But everyone agrees. Everyone knows deep down.
He's not keeping it deep down. He's talking about it.
I would tell Alex, I would just be like, bro, let me drive. You know what? You drive all the time. Let me do you the favor.
Yeah, your car will be better for it.
Right.
Who's the worst driver in your life?
My sister. She thought one time a yield sign was optional.
Ooh.
Oh, has that ever happened to you?
I mean, they're not.
It's easier to just go on the highway. Slow down.
Who would you say is the worst driver in your life?
Me. She's standing right next to me.
Oh, see? Very proud.
Wow. I did not expect that we'd actually have an accusation and somebody standing right here.
I've made it too easy. Yeah, I definitely wish that there was 2 buckles in her car.
Oh, gosh. You got to give me something. Give me some examples, story.
Oh, so I get a little impatient. I take my stress out when I'm driving. Definitely got a lead foot on her, that's for sure. Yeah. She likes to speed.
Yeah, that is a place to really test our patience. It's a workout.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you could be driving fine, and it's the other people. It's that lady right there.
Yeah, seriously. May I recommend boxing? Boxing is also a great place to take out your frustration.
Yes, and that can help you in traffic, too, if you really need it, if it really gets bad.
Who is the worst driver in your life? Somebody who
Myself.
you're like, why do you say that?
Because I just don't care or pay attention when I drive.
Do you have any interesting stories of close calls or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of close calls. I feel like every time I get in the car.
She's just out there on the
I'm
roads.
stressed out listening to that.
She might be in front of you right now or behind you.
And you don't want to get into specifics?
I feel like there's too many stories to think of one.
Yeah, we only have so much time.
Yeah,
here.
right.
But Kenny, thank you for asking that question.
You got it.
We can all try to be better, right?
Oh.
I could grow as a driver. You, I'm sure, could grow as a
No,
driver.
I'm the best driver
You are?
ever,
Well,
yeah.
That's a whole other question. Ask who the best driver is. Josh. Look at this guy getting in trouble at the voting booth. You're trying to do the right thing.
I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Your civil duty and you got in trouble.
Yeah, it is a very intense time as you enter to vote and you go into that space. Everyone's on edge.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever you're voting for, everyone's on edge.
Right.
And you were doing your duty.
I was just there to vote. That's all I wanted to do, fill in the bubbles and get out of there.
Tell Jabo what you did to get yourself in trouble.
Well, I walk in there and they hand me a paper ballot because I like doing it on paper, okay? Sue me. So I start filling out all of the dots. I go to turn it into that Scantron thing, and there's someone, of course, right there staring you in the eyes while you do it. And it spits it back out, and it might as well have just sent sirens off the entire place and said, cheater, cheater, cheater.
It actually said cheater?
No, it didn't,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's how it went on in my head. It came back and it said, actually, there's 2 ballots here. That's what the screen said right up there.
And obviously you weren't trying to submit 2 ballots.
No, of course not. And so the person looks at me, gives a grunt, and then pulls the ballot out. Now, by the time it took the person to pull out the ballots, 4 other people have walked over to surround me as if I'm about to try to escape.
Now you're in trouble.
Okay? And then they peel the 2 ballots apart to prove that there were 2 and hold them up in front of me. I'm like, I didn't know. I mean, one of the ballots is blank. Cut me a break.
Yeah, well, couldn't they just use their common sense and look at the blank ballot and
For
realize,
crying out loud.
like, you're not trying to do anything or manipulate anything?
Honest mistake. This has never happened before. I mean, come on. So they call over these 4 people, and they're just treating me like I'm this criminal.
Like you're a dog.
Oh, man, all the questioning, like, sir, did you know that you had... No, I didn't know that I had 2 ballots. Well, it looks like here you filled out something on the other ballot and all kinds of stuff. I'm like,
if 2 were stuck together, then you'd write one thing on the front of the one thing and then one thing on the back of the other thing,
and
right?
they just could not put that together. They were acting like I was trying to cheat the election. I'm like, oh my God, for crying out loud.
People say that happens sometimes.
So I'm like, please, just give me one of the ballots. I'll fill out the other side and put it in so I can get out of here. No. We can't do that.
Unbelievable.
So they rip up the ballots in front of me. They send me to the back of the line.
Did anyone have even a slight sense of humor about it? Did anyone crack a smile?
Not until after I walked out. After I walked out into the parking lot, all of the people who were in the room, because it was such a big commotion, everyone stopped voting to
you had
look
all
over.
eyes on you, which Josh is not like that.
So those people out in the parking lot, they were making fun of me, which made me actually feel a little bit better. Yeah, that actually helped a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, you almost got away with it. I'm like, I really wasn't trying to do anything, sir.
Yeah,
just trying to vote.
Yeah, so make sure as you're voting in this voting season, you do the little crinkle to make sure there's not 2 ballots, because who needs that?
Who needs it?
We got enough stuff going on. You don't need to be held up. And what's funny about this to me is Josh is so disciplined with his time. Like, he even schedules time with his wife. And so what did that cut into yesterday?
It cut into wife time. So, I just threw my hands. I got home and then I got yelled at again for having the 2 ballots. So it just, it doesn't, you don't win. Check your ballots.
But maybe you need a little bit more bend time in your schedule so you can leave some space for voting mishaps, Josh.
All right. Well, next election, I will leave a little more time just in case that happens.
Well, there's always November. You can try again.
Yes. Right. Yeah, be very careful about that one. This is the TJ Show.
Hi, everybody. This is Adriana Trajani. I'm the host of You Are What You Read, a podcast about the books that built our souls. I have the privilege of interviewing luminaries of our times about the books that shaped them from childhood until now. Don't miss it. We get everybody from Sarah Jessica Parker to Kristen Hanna to Jhumpa Lahiri, Susie Essman, Rainn Wilson, Amor Tolls. You name it, they come, they talk, they share. You can join us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content and giveaways at You Are What You Read Podcast and at Adriana Trajani. New episodes of You Are What You Read drop every Tuesday on Apple, Spotify, or any major streaming platform wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Ever notice that how you feel affects your food choices, and that what you eat affects how you feel throughout the day? Well, researchers noticed it too, and now there's cutting-edge science about how food affects our emotional well-being. I'm food and science journalist Mary Beth Albright, and in my weekly podcast, Eat, You'll Feel Better, I look at practical, realistic ways to put the science of eating for emotional well-being into action. And, this is important, without lapsing into negative diet culture messages that can really ruin anyone's emotional well-being. We talk about things like how the food in your gut sends messages directly to your brain. And we also celebrate something that I personally find often missing from food health news, and that's leaning into pleasure. Because food is delicious, and it's not just about what we eat. Emotional well-being is also about how we eat. So join me every week on Eat, You'll Feel Better, where we use science to improve mood through food.
This is the TJ Show. J-Bo.
What's up, TJ?
You know our producer, Kenny. This guy, he can't stop consuming content. It's nonstop. He can never get enough content into his bloodstream. He needs it. And so I see him earlier today, and he goes, "Oh man, I just caught up on Jeopardy from last week." Do you know anyone who catches up on Jeopardy from last week?
No, not at all.
If you miss Jeopardy, you miss Jeopardy.
That's
and
it.
You catch the next one that's going to be on.
Yeah.
But he loves it. He has to watch. I mean, it definitely makes you feel smart, right?
Well, I like answering the questions. I also find myself learning a lot.
You're doing well.
I do have a dream of maybe being on Jeopardy one day.
Jeopardy comes on every night, correct?
Weeknights, yes.
So that means you are binge watching Jeopardy?
Yeah, Allison and I, we like to watch it during meals.
That's Kenny's girlfriend, Allison.
Okay.
You guys don't want to talk during your meals?
No, we each try to show off in front of each other to see who knows more.
Okay. Hey, listen, everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
And that's his thing. Mm-hmm. And so you told me there's a category that you thought I'd be interested in. This was from last week's Jeopardy. What was it?
The category was TJ Maxx, and all the answers had to do with some kind of famous TJ or the initials TJ.
You want to hear these questions?
Yeah, I'm down.
I was hoping you were going to be one of the answers, but
no,
that wasn't
didn't pop
the case.
Not quite there yet.
No,
and
not yet.
don't need to be there. I'd probably get it wrong. All right, so go ahead. What number is this?
Yeah, the $200 question, the easiest one. This Baja city serves as California's main gateway to Mexico.
Tijuana,
you are right.
What is Tijuana?
Tijuana.
I get that
Tijuana?
one? I think I get that one.
I get that one.
You didn't say what is.
No,
What are the
you
rules?
took my answer.
So for $400, every year you can go to the website for this grocery chain to find your favorite TJ's products.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
What is Trader Joe's?
Ah,
J-Bo.
1-1. Should have known.
$600 question. This former baseball player lent his name and initials to this type of surgery.
Tommy John.
Tommy John?
Yeah, there you go.
What is Tommy John?
What is that?
J-Bo.
Who is Tommy John?
J-Bo is up. For $800, this rah, rah, rah for TJ, short for this track and field event that Pedro Ricciardo took gold in at the 2020 Olympics.
Who would ever know that?
So a track and field event that's initials are TJ. That's what it's looking for.
Track jostling.
What is? I have no idea.
What is the triple jump?
Oh, yeah, so close.
And the last one for $1,000. Nicknames for him include the Pen of the Revolution and the Apostle of Democracy.
Who is Thomas Jefferson?
That is right, J-Bo. Good
Nice. Nicely played.
Pretty good. And I would say, as a fellow Ken Jennings is the host of Jeopardy, I think I read those questions very well.
Good job, Kenny.
Who's a cooler Ken, you or Ken Jennings?
Oh, Ken Jennings for sure.
You think so? Yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot of money.
So Ken, is he the winningest Jeopardy guy?
Yeah, he's considered the GOAT. And since the passing of Alex Trebek, he has been the permanent host.
Are Jeopardy enthusiasts sad that they don't get to see Ken play anymore? Because now he's almost been trapped
You know something?
as the host.
I've had that thought.
Really? Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they figure out a way to work him into some future tournament. However, now he's associated with Jeopardy. He's behind the scenes working with the writers, so there might be a conflict of interest.
They captured the Jeopardy lion. They got him now.
They got him.
Yeah.
He can't play anymore.
He's so
got
good.
what they wanted.
He knows all of the answers as he's, reading these questions, so he often adds a little fun fact after the answers given by the contestant.
Oh, show off. Jeopardy was going broke. That's what it was. They were like, listen, we can't have you back on the show.
Poor
you
guy.
can just host the show.
Is there any sort of movement, or would maybe you be the person to start it? Free Ken.
Stop.
I think
Guy's got to play the game again.
I think he's enjoying his time as the host.
Ken, let him play again. Free Ken, let him play again. I didn't realize I caused such a big problem. I was just trying to order a birthday gift for a dear friend of mine. My friend Edgar, he lives out in California, and he's celebrating his birthday this weekend. And for a long time, I've had this present in mind for him. I wanted to send him a lemon tree because he's got this big, mature lime tree in his backyard, and it's so cool. Like, it grows the same limes that you'd see at the grocery store. And I thought, well, if he had lemons, that'd be even cooler. He's got two different things.
All right,
Could do a lot
okay.
with it. So I go online, and I think this is going to be great. It's going to surprise him. I click on it, and as soon as it realizes that I'm trying to send it to California, it gives me a big warning message. You can't send a lemon tree to California. I'm like, what? And then I start looking into it, and I guess they've got like a special type of lemon tree you can send to California. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Apparently, there's like a citrus bug or something that gets into citrus trees that is spreading. And so California is like, no, we don't want it in our state. And I had no idea. Then I tried to send these mandarins. Can't do it. Can't even send a mandarin tree, just period. And I was like, whoa, what? I didn't know about that. I didn't want to get the guy in trouble. All of a sudden, a lemon tree shows up at his door. But I guess they know this when you go to order a tree. And so they put a stop to it. And then I did eventually find a lemon tree that he could have. But very complicated process just to get a lemon tree out there.
How many different lemon trees are there?
I didn't know.
I thought it was just one and done.
Yeah, there's I guess all different kinds of breeds. Or maybe they have a certain number of them that have been treated in California because it's like the perfect place to grow a lemon tree.
Yeah, you're better than me. I would have got him a gift card to a plant nursery and told him to go get a lemon tree.
Yeah, but now the guy's going to have to get out a shovel for his birthday present and start
digging.
Planting a tree.
Send him a case of Sprite. You know?
That's true. Well, he could. Have you ever made natural Sprite?
No.
It's it's not really Sprite, but you take a lemon and a lime and you squeeze a half of each into a cup of bubbly water. It is one of the greatest tasting drinks. I make it for people all the time when they come over for dinner. And
bubbling water, lemon and lime. Where's the sweetness from?
You don't need it.
No,
it's so good.
It's not the same thing.
If you really need sugar, you could throw in some sugar. But I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest, most natural, refreshing.
Okay, nice little concoction.
Anyway, that's for a different time. Now, for my birthday, I just found out what my big surprise is. My wife is taking me to an Airbnb. I'm like, oh, that's great. She just decided it for me. She didn't really ask me if I wanted to go. And I'm nervous.
Well, hold on a minute. When you plan weekends for her, do you ask her for her feedback? Do you kind of go ahead and initiate?
No, I'm down. And her birthday is near my birthday, so we're kind of celebrating this together.
She took the initiative.
But I am a little concerned. I haven't used an Airbnb in years, and I'm a little bit afraid of people wiring up their houses and recording you while you're in their house. Does that happen?
It used to happen, but from what I know, a couple months ago, Airbnb released something where they're asking people to take cameras out of their homes.
Yeah, well, that sounds like an obvious thing.
Right, because they used to be in their homes. So now people can have them outside of their home as security surveillance, but not in their homes.
Because your husband's in the military.
Yeah.
Is there some way he can help me discover if I'm being watched? Is there some sort of a wand or something I can do to wand the room? Could you ask Archie and record it? Because I want some intel from the U.S. military. And that would
All right, I'll see if he knows.
Yeah, please ask him.
All right.
And get his record. But tell him to be serious when he delivers the information.
He's always serious.
I know, but I want him. I want to get intel from the U.S. military. This is the perfect
I don't know
thing.
if he'll give you intel from the U.S. military, but he'll give you something.
You know what I'm saying. He'll know what to do. You think he just goes into an Airbnb and doesn't check everything? Of course, he knows how to puncture the wall. I want that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, Kenny.
Well, I'm no military specialist, but I'm seeing them for as cheap as $25 on Amazon.
I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from Archie.
He just gave you a solution.
No. Please ask Archie. I want it from him.
I'll ask him.
What a heartwarming story this is. There was a commencement speaker at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth's campus, and this was during his speech. He's got 2 big duffel bags with him. Don't you wonder what's in the duffel bag?
It makes me a little nervous. I'm what's in there?
What do you got up there? The guy's name was Robert Hale Jr. He's the founder and CEO of Granite Telecommunications. He had a special gift for the 1,200 graduates. After he gave an address about failure and perseverance, he was recalling a time in which he lost $1 billion. I got upset when I lost $1 the other day.
Yeah, same.
$1 billion. Robert Hale Jr. returned to the podium, told the crowd that the greatest joys he and his wife Karen have experienced in life are the gifts of giving. A gift he then gave to the soon-to-be alumni. Each one of you, he said, is getting $1,000 in cash. And there's a little catch, though. Are you okay with the catch with $1,000?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
He wanted to split this $1,000 gift up into 2 parts. $500 for you and $500 for someone else. And so the cash-filled envelopes, which were customized by elementary school students, how cool is that? A bunch of students wrote gift or give on the corresponding envelopes. And he closed with, "These trying times have heightened the need for sharing, caring, and giving." Hale said that our community and our world need our help now more than ever. It is the greatest. I know this is a biblical principle, but even there are atheists who will talk about how there's something about giving that somehow winds up blessing us more than almost anything else. And have you experienced that firsthand in your life?
I mean, I've experienced it when someone's given to me or I've given to someone else, but I think generosity is contagious. I just saw a story of a 91-year-old man in Missouri who gave $500,000, so $500,000 to the volunteer fire department in his community because they were operating off of equipment from like 1980 and 1990.
Yeah, squirt guns.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's like, well, I want to give to them. And because he's giving to them, they're going to take their equipment and give it to another town that maybe doesn't have any equipment.
It's a beautiful
So
story.
it's contagious.
And this kind of a thing, yeah, you see that. Like somebody will start a giving train, even at the, like the checkout at Starbucks.
Yep.
You give, and it's like this fun thing. Everyone starts celebrating. What about you, Kenny? Have you ever experienced either extravagant giving or where you've given something away and it made you feel a certain kind of way?
Yeah, I'm sure I have. I just can't think of a specific example. You're putting me on the spot.
Would you be willing to try it and experiment with it?
But I
For
think
sure.
even giving your time, sometimes I think we can think it's
Sure.
just the money, or maybe for me, for the longest, I always thought, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't give. So I'll give when I have a lot of money. But I've learned that if I give with the little that I have, that's going to multiply anyway. It's going to come some way somehow. And if I start giving now, then when I give more and more, I'll be giving more and more.
Absolutely.
And Kenny, you give your time all the time. Like when I go out of town and I need someone to watch my cat, your girlfriend Allison will do that for me, and then you help her. So giving of your time is also generous.
Yeah, I've definitely volunteered, and I appreciate that, Jabo. I do remember a recent situation where I was leaving a restaurant and a homeless person stopped me, and I had takeout food, and I gave my takeout food to the homeless person, and that felt really good. So I can relate.
Yeah, I encourage you to try it. I was not always thinking that way. For a long time, it was always like, let me hoard everything I have, and whether that's protecting myself or who knows. And I've had some mentors and some people who've inspired me to think differently about that. And it has, without question, been a huge blessing to give whenever the opportunity presents itself. So I encourage you to give it a try. I always say, experiment with something, see how it works.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why so many people say, this is amazing.
I'm Erica, 1/3 of the podcast Books and Betches, a comedy book podcast where we swear, spoil, and we talk about...
Whoa, you cannot say that in this.
What do you mean? That's like our slogan. It's our gimmick.
It is, but just say we're a very funny adult book podcast. How about we just give some examples of things we talk about? Well, there's a lot of chaos.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
No. We talk about books, but we're not your AP Lit class.
I definitely hit on the major points.
You absolutely did not.
She did.
You talked
Just
about...
not in the order you thought she would.
You talked so slowly about one thing.
A lot of sidebar conversations.
I
Are you denying the existence of chupacabras?
You know, Erica, yes, I am.
And we don't always get the facts right.
Epilogues don't belong in books. Call it chapter 1.
That's a
the
prologue.
Second I see...
That's a prologue.
Oh, I'm talking about prologue.
You can listen to new episodes of the Books and Betches podcast every Tuesday morning, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Bye-bye.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
We're fast approaching Memorial Day weekend, and AAA has released its annual travel forecast, predicting more than 43.8 million travelers will be heading out for the holiday weekend.
So there's going to be traffic?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I always wonder on these famous or infamous travel weekends, why people keep doing it. Like, can you pick another weekend? That's what I try to do that. I try to always go, well, if it's this weekend that everyone's traveling, let me do it the week before or the week after. But I guess you get the extra day on Monday, right?
Some people do, yeah.
The day off helps, but also it's sometimes exciting to be where the action is. You know, Memorial Day weekend is a popular weekend. People are out at the restaurants, the clubs, the bars. Some people like that kind of stuff, TJ. I know you don't.
I've been working on being more social. Well, thank you for helping me understand that.
Yeah.
Kenny,
well,
what else you have?
Okay, well, we had more on that, but...
Wait, more on the roads are going to be clogged?
Well, they have the best times to travel, the worst times to travel.
Okay. Yeah, middle of the night's the best time, worst time, middle of the day.
We can move on.
Is that right?
That's
Is that the gist of it?
Well, yeah, they say...
I guessed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Apparently, TJ does a lot of traveling himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a very hard schedule to figure out, but I'm grateful that now I know. What else you have, Kenny?
Can you believe we're less than 3 weeks away from the end of the Pat Sajak era on Wheel of Fortune?
How long has it been?
He has been the host for 41 seasons.
41?
Yeah.
The guy must be on autopilot, right? Like he just shows up and his body just does what it's supposed to do.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, seriously.
Of course, he announced his retirement about a year ago. He's hosted the show since 1981. It was before it became syndicated. There were a couple of off years in that mix. The final show is going to be Friday, June 7th. Sajak and company have already filmed these episodes, and we're learning that in the final week of shows, there will be featured highlights of some of Sajak's funniest moments as host of the program.
Well, I'm sure that'll be a hoot. You love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite of the game shows. I always watch Jeopardy before Wheel of Fortune, and then, it depends on my mood whether or not I'll stick around for Wheel of Fortune afterwards.
Yeah. Are you good at it?
At Wheel of Fortune, I think I'm better at Jeopardy.
Okay. Very good.
We are learning as well that Pat Sajak was a weatherman at KMBC in LA before he became host of Wheel of Fortune, and that's how Merv Griffin discovered him. And of course, Ryan Seacrest will be taking over as host in the following seasons, with Vanna White returning as co-host, turning the letters.
That's good.
As a weatherman, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And I'm glad Seacrest finally got a gig.
Yeah, he needs
It's good
it.
news for him. Candy, what else do you have?
In case you missed this, if you owned an iPhone 7 or the iPhone 7 Plus, you could qualify for a piece of a $35 million settlement that Apple has agreed to pay out in a class action lawsuit.
Does that mean big bucks for everyone?
Well, I looked it up. Apparently, there were 159.9 million iPhone 7s or iPhone 7 Pluses sold.
Uh-oh.
That divided by 35 millions, everybody would get 22 cents.
Wow.
All right, 22 cents richer. I'm ready for it,
applied
baby.
for this.
So what's the purpose of this claim?
Well, they say that the phone had severe audio issues, with people reporting not being able to use the speakerphone or the microphone not working. The lawsuit claims Apple was aware of these issues and didn't offer to repair the phones for free. Apple is denying all wrongdoing, but has agreed to pay out the $35 million.
Well, they call it a slap on the wrist, right, in legal terms?
Yeah.
Kenny, what else do you have?
We reported last week how Red Lobster was shutting down close to 100 locations and auctioning off many assets in an attempt to stave off bankruptcy. Well, it appears those efforts were a little too late. The seafood chain has officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
That is a bummer. I was hoping something would come in and rescue Red Lobster.
Right.
Yeah, they were looking for a new owner to essentially buy them out. The reasons for this have to do with expensive leases at many locations, high labor costs, and yes, the all-you-can-eat shrimp debacle from last year. And
they were trying to do a nice thing, Jabo.
Yeah, generosity did not work out in their favor.
No, and I'm bummed. But at the same time, when was the last time I went to Red Lobster? Probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's been a minute.
Yeah. What about you, Kenny?
To be honest, I don't know if I've ever been to a Red Lobster.
So look at what we've done.
Yeah,
it's our fault.
I haven't helped. But apparently, we're learning from these court filings that they have more than 100,000 creditors with estimated assets and liabilities ranging from between $1 billion and $10 billion. But this move to file for bankruptcy does allow for the chain to keep operating the locations it hasn't yet closed while it works out a plan to pay back its debts. And in the meantime, their lenders have pitched in an extra $100 million in financing to help support the chain through this bankruptcy process.
Well, that makes me sad.
Yeah, so get your Cheddar Bay biscuits while you still can.
I mean, they still have some places that are going to be open.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, bankruptcy doesn't mean it's completely gone.
Are we going to go to those ones?
I might circle around. I might circle the block.
Yeah, maybe now's the time.
Yeah.
If there's ever a time to go.
Yeah.
Kenny, what else you got?
Swimply is like the Airbnb of pools.
Did you say Swimply?
Swimply, yes.
Not Swifty, but Swimply.
Swimply.
Like simply,
Right.
but with an extra W in there. It's Swimply. Like I said, it's an Airbnb type app for pools where homeowners who have a pool in their backyard can rent out the pool to people who want to go swimming.
What a great idea that is.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, and now they're offering a dream job for, I'm sure, some that could earn a content creator up to $100,000. They want someone to swim in pools through all 50 states and create these video reviews of these different pools.
I mean, think about some of these pools you see on Instagram. Like, does Arnold put his pool? You know, he's got those donkeys and little baby horses running around. I would love that. I don't know if he would do it, but there are pools like that.
Sure.
And they're beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, applicants need to be over 18 years old, and For more information on how to apply, go to swimply.com, but it's a $50,000 annual salary with up to $50,000 in bonus for performance.
That's fun. You should try to submit a tape or something, Kenny.
Just swimming around to different pools.
I love going swimming. I can't wait to get back in the pool this summer.
How fun would that be to do something like in tandem with the radio show and they helicopter you over the pools and cannonball? Review time with Kenny.
Sign me up. I would love that.
Kenny, what else is happening?
OpenAI, makers of ChatGPT, announced that they would be pausing the Sky voice after it's been compared to Scarlett Johansson's character in the movie Her.
Yeah, there was this movie that came out years ago, and I remember when I saw the movie, it seemed like that could never happen. You know, where there's this person who has a relationship with his computer, and it's like Scarlett's voice.
Yeah, she plays the character in the film.
It seems so surreal. And now this is the current reality that we're in.
Yeah, this has to do with the latest and greatest ChatGPT available, ChatGPT 4o. The O stands for Omni because it includes voice mode as well as text and picture video mode, all of that in one AI model.
So you can talk to your computer and it responds.
Exactly. During the demos of this, when it was announced, it did actually appear. They used the Sky voice, which sounds eerily like Scarlett Johansson's character, and it appeared like it was flirting with one of the male demoers complimenting his hoodie. While that happened, also Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI and ChatGPT, posted on X after these live demos, quote, Her. I know I was watching a bunch of these clips as they were rolling out, and it almost appeared like they chose this voice, the Sky voice, because it sounded like Scarlett Johansson, like they were doing it on purpose.
Yeah, well, how do you do it by accident? Right? She's got a very specific voice.
So now the movie's coming to life.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's weird times. And I think you're bringing up something else here that I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of. People getting into relationships with computers.
That's already happening.
You're right. There are subscription services where you can have your AI girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a fringe thing right now, but it seems like the deck is stacking up to get us to this place where I don't know how serious that's going to get, but that feels like a problem.
I mean, yeah, I think that can create a problem for people in general, male and female, because it's going to prevent you from communicating with other people that you may be interested in. That creates this whole social thing. Now you can't have conversations in person. And I don't see that being a good thing.
Yeah, it's very concerning.
And by the way, in a recent development, Scarlett Johansson has released a statement saying that Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, had reached out to her to do the voice herself.
Whoa, really?
She declined. Then it was demoed, sounded just like her. She's apparently sought the advice of legal counsel. Ooh. And it appears maybe the reason they paused the voice was because of that.
More to come on that story. Kenny, what else is happening?
There's a city called Kyle, Texas, and for the last 5 years, the city's annual Kyle Fair has featured an event called the Gathering of the Kyles. The goal of this event is to break the world record for the largest same-name gathering. So they want to attract a whole bunch of people named Kyle to try to break the world record.
Huh. Well, I would think if you were born and raised in Kyle, Texas, your parents probably wouldn't name you Kyle.
Maybe.
So it's maybe the wrong place to do the Kyle contest.
Or the right place because it is Kyle, Texas. People can come from all over to Kyle, Texas.
Well, how did it work out?
Well, I'm sad to report that once again, the city has failed to break the record. They haven't done it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I'm telling you, like, try it in Wiley, Texas.
Organizers counted 706 Kyles in attendance, falling.
Whoa, that's
far
a lot
short.
of Kyles.
Yeah, but the record is 2,325. A gathering of people named Ivan in 2017. So that's the record they're trying to beat. Last year's gathering was the closest they've gotten, bringing 1,490 Kyles to Kyle, Texas.
So what happened this year? The invitation got lost? They didn't know where it was? Kyle, Texas. I mean, it's literally on the invitation.
You know what it is? Too many newsletters. They're starting to get buried.
Yeah, that might be it.
Unsubscribe to most of them, but sign up at thetjshow.com for our newsletter.
Yeah, don't unsubscribe to that.
You know, this is the kind of thing that we would include in ours.
Yeah, now the organizers have not yet announced whether there will be another attempt in 2025. So.
Well, keep trying, right?
Yep.
No one ever says just stop your goals. Candy, what else do you have?
Target says it plans to cut on thousands of consumer basics this summer. They've already cut prices on 1,500 items, and that will eventually include 5,000 items, food, drink, and other essential household goods.
Huh.
That's helpful. It's very expensive right now.
Like, is coffee a good deal or something?
I would imagine coffee would be included. They say it covers everything from diapers to milk and other grocery staples. And it is meant to help customers struggling with high prices. But at the same time, Target said it's been witnessing some of its customers turning to its main competitor, Walmart. So they're not only hoping to help out the customers, but they want to see the customers back in their stores.
Well, why did they wait till after all my kids are out of diapers? Because I was paying full price for a lot of years. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
I think I finally have to figure out what's going on here. Maybe you know, or maybe you can relate to these feelings. I am such a super fan of office supplies. I've been that way since I was a kid. Like, I think back to my school days, and I would always get so excited to open a new box of pens and start using it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, simultaneously, I get really sad about it. Like, I love index cards. You know, I do a lot of things with index cards.
Right.
And there's nothing I love more than just opening up a fresh package of index cards. But then as soon as I start using them, I get sad.
When you open them up, do you like sniff them or you're like...
Yeah. I'm like, I'm that into it.
Yeah,
I love
get it.
stationery. Yeah. I love going to stationery stores. And then, like, if I buy fancy stationery, I'm like, oh, I love it, but I can't. I gotta use it now. And I'm so sad. And I don't know what that is. It's a weird thing. Like, how can you love something so much and be kind of equally sad about it? Do you have those feelings?
I don't have that feeling
You don't?
for stationary things, but I have that feeling for my sneakers.
Ooh, okay, so we're on to something.
Yeah, I collect sneakers, and I have shoes that I bought 3 years ago that I still haven't worn. Not because I don't want to, but because I'm like, oh, once I wear them, I'm gonna they're gonna get dirty, and then they're gonna touch the earth. You know, they're not gonna be pretty in their box anymore.
Which is what shoes are for.
Yes, I know. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
Have you thought about why that is?
No, I just, every time it comes up to mind and I'm like, why am I like this? I'm like, just suppress.
Well, I think they say that's good for you.
I don't know about that.
I'm glad you're doing what you're supposed to do, J-Bo.
No.
I'm tired of suppressing these feelings. Yes, producer Kenny, does any of this resonate with you?
Regular office supplies, no, but it got me thinking. I've been given a couple of these really nice journals, like leather-bound journals, one's even Harry Potter themed, that I'm afraid to write in because I feel like they should be for something special, some special purpose.
And so you keep putting it off.
I keep putting it off because if I start one thing and change my mind, I've ruined the journal.
So maybe it's a little anxiety.
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety about that.
Okay, yes, producer Heather.
Guys, you buy things that you like because you want to enjoy them. You need to use them. I do not have this mindset. If I buy something that I like, I use it right away because I want to use it because it's something that I enjoy.
But I appreciate Heather because that I know I need to do that. Usually I don't agree with Heather, but in this moment, I actually agree with her.
All right, what about... Well, look at that. Now you finally bonded.
Yeah.
What about you, camera guy Josh?
I have a problem, especially with pens and highlighters. I have specific pens that I like, and I have specific highlighters that I like. So I actually buy bulk packs of these pens and highlighters and keep them in storage in the back. It looks like a Walmart back there in my closet.
In your house?
Right.
Really?
Where they're nice and sealed and brand new. And I still hesitate to use my favorite pens and highlighters.
Okay, so we do have this in common.
Yeah.
It's not just me. What do you think it is? Have you ever thought about why you are that way?
I think I'm just scared that they're going to go out of stock and I'm going to have to find a different brand that's not as good. I think that is my inner fear.
You know what, Josh, you saying that, my fear about wearing my sneakers is that if I mess them up, then I have to go buy them on the secondary market and they're going to cost more.
Okay. So it's protecting you from a future expense or something. I bet, now that I'm thinking about it, I bet ChatGPT, the AI software, would have an answer for this. If I just type in my feelings, I bet it'll have an answer. And every time I get an answer from ChatGPT, it freaks me out because it's kind of good. This was my prompt. I said, ChatGPT, I seem to have a recurring issue. First of all, I love office supplies. Really enjoy opening up a brand new package of them. My favorites are pens, Sharpies, index cards, sticky book labels. I get sad when I think about using them. I've struggled with this since I started purchasing school supplies. What's the reason for this? It's that simple. Listen to this answer. I just reviewed the answer. I'm shocked by it.
Your attachment to office supplies and the reluctance to use them might be rooted in a few psychological factors.
I have psychological factors over this?
Sense of possibility. New supplies represent potential and opportunity.
Potential? Is that what it meant?
I think so.
Oh.
They are pristine, full of promise, and untainted by mistakes or imperfections. Using them means that potential is being spent, which can be hard to let go of.
That's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Scarcity mindset. You might be worried about not being able to replace these items easily, leading to a feeling of scarcity. This can cause hesitation to use up what you have.
That's true, because what if there are no other index cards out there? Right? I'll have to use like branches and toilet paper.
Sidewalk chalk.
Yep.
Nostalgia and sentimentality. If this attachment started during your school years, it might be tied to positive memories and a sense of comfort. Using up these supplies can feel like losing a connection to those memories.
Yeah, but I had it tough in school.
School.
Well, maybe you felt very like attached to your supplies in school.
Maybe I liked more of school than I thought, and actually brings back good memories.
Perfectionism. There might be a fear of not using the supplies in the perfect way, which can lead to a reluctance to use them at all. This is common among people who have a strong desire for things to be just right.
I do like when things are right, and I care about work.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's done well.
Well, I think that one tackles what I was talking about. I'm afraid to use these journals because I'm afraid to screw them up.
Yeah, I feel that same way about my sneakers. I don't want to wear the sneakers until I have the perfect outfit.
Wow, see, this goes deeper. I knew there was something going on here.
Control and order. Office supplies can represent a sense of order and control. Keeping them unused maintains a sense of structure and predictability.
See, how does a computer know all this and put this into such a beautiful little presentation? This bothers me. I don't want it to feel this right. And this is pretty good. It's interesting to at least consider.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of spot on.
There's more.
Reflecting on these factors might help you understand your feelings better and find ways to enjoy using your supplies without the associated sadness.
Oh, good. There's hope.
For example, reminding yourself that these items can always be replaced and that their purpose is to be used might alleviate some of your concerns.
What is going on with the way this thing, the porpoise? No, the purpose. Purpose. Okay, so maybe there's a little insight here. But maybe I'll take this to my actual therapy session.
Yes.
And I think I need to find out, like, am I just assuming this is true and maybe it's not true? Or is there something going on here?
Yeah, I think it's worth asking, for sure.
This is the TJ Show. See, we're playing with AI. It's like playing with fire.
Gonna get burned.
It's also kind of fun, though, right?
Not to get burned.
All right?
No.